Let's do it.
So you know, cats, normally I have Mr. Bitter who's introducing the players, so now we have already like a little bit of an issue. Are you going to be introducing the players today, or will I be the one introducing the players?
We could take one each. How about that?
But how do we decide who introduces who?
Well, you take the lead.
Alright, so nice. Nice, I feel extra responsibility already. I feel this is part of growing up. I'm making steps over here as we speak.
Good. Am I still a robot? Hopefully not.
Alright, over here on the right top side of the map we have this awesome French-Canadian pro display that Cats was just talking about. Someone who started off as an entertainer and a little bit of as a, you know, just someone trying to have fun in StarCraft, but actually grew into a very good player. And I'm of course talking about Desrow. Currently teamless. Oh,
Currently teamless.
are other people saying that you are a robot as well?
Producer said that.
Yes, as I mentioned before, you sound a little bit like Robocop to me, which I think is awesome. I mean, I wish I would sound like Robocop.
Yeah, but that's not good, Kev.
Well, for a little while it might be good. At a certain point, it might reach. We might reach the, you know, the phase where we have to do something about it. I'm
Okay.
sure that people are looking into it. If not, then maybe you have to look into it on your own. I'm sure there are people communicating with you. Either way, why don't you go ahead and introduce your friend at the left bottom side of the map?
In the left bottom side, as the red Terran, already taking gas pretty quickly before the barracks, it is Juanito, also known as Major. Teamless.
But for how long, Cat?
I don't know. Fourth time's the charm. We'll see about that. I don't think so.
As Kat mentioned, their gas was already down, so this Reaper that's popping out of this barracks in roughly 35 seconds is no surprise. Desrow scouting, what I know from Desrow's PvT is that he's a pretty safe player. He likes to just go up to 2 bases in a pretty safe and convenient way. He doesn't really take any crazy risk. And the longer the game goes, the more confident Desrow will feel, which of course is, you could say, is safe to say for most Protoss players out there. I must say Desrow's multitasking has been improving a lot over the last 6 to 9 months as well. I can really feel that he's starting to get more confident. He's harassing all over the map, loves to use warp prisms these days as well. So if Major doesn't do something about Desrow in the late phase game, or mid, that made no sense though, but like if Major doesn't succeed in putting on a lot of pressure of Desrow, we might actually find ourselves in a tricky situation where Desrow will slowly but steady take control of the game.
Yeah, and that's actually something that Major is quite scared of. He does not like playing TVP in the super late game, so I'm confident that he will be putting out the aggression this game, at least from what I was talking with him.
I think you sound a lot better already, by the way, Kat, so I don't think you have to worry about it anymore.
Sweet, yeah, I lowered the mic.
Okay, you are no more Robocop.
Good.
Reaper picks up this probe over here on the bottom side of the map, and we will see lately more and more Terran players, you know, they've been getting a lot of praise for this style where they just kind of completely neglect Ghost and Vikings for a very long amount of time. Like Polt loves to do it and Meru likes to do it as well. And you know, even though it's a super entertaining and fun style to watch, I don't think it's that amazingly good, because I feel that Protoss, as soon as they identify it, it's basically just like, alright, all I want to do now is just play as safe as possible, and the moment I'm going to have 3 Colossi and I have Storm, there's almost no way I'm ever going to lose against straight bio units. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think it's exactly as you said it. It's kind of like Terrans being a little bit afraid to go into the late game in general against Protoss. Most people would tend to agree that it slightly favors Protoss, while Terran has really strong pushes early on. So I can see why the style happened, and maybe punishing greedy Protosses. You know, now the mothership core is around and stuff. Protoss has been able to be a lot greedier than they used to be. So I can see both sides, and like you said, maybe the meta will start changing where Protoss plays a little bit safe and make sure that they get to the late game.
Because I mean, I feel that it's a very entertaining style to watch. It's also a style that really allows Terrans to show off their awesome multitasking if they have it. But I also think it's a little bit unfair, because here you have like this Terran that's only investing in Marines and Marauders, and it looks like they have this amazing multitasking because they're all over the place. But this is also because they're not investing in tech at all. So, you know, even though it looks amazing, it's kind of a phase in the game where they have to work with twice as much as their opponent. So it's just like, alright, you go ahead and try to make something happen. And as Protoss player, even if you want to be amazing, you can't really do anything else than defend, because hey, you're investing into tech.
Yep, and we have Major pushing into the natural here. This is something that I was actually asking Minigun about. Like who's the aggressor normally in this matchup? I didn't want to look super dumb, and I didn't know that I was casting with you. That was actually a huge relief. There's only Protoss and Terrans in this group, so when they told me I was casting with you, I was like, oh, thank God. But yeah, Terran's able to stay out on the map a lot easier than Protoss is. So that's just what Major's doing, kind of poking, and if Desrow was trying to be too greedy, then he would have punished it.
Now the follow-up push by Major might be quite interesting. He was not able to get anything done here. He was perhaps hoping to trigger an early photon overcharge, but that didn't work either. Desrow made quite a few blink stalkers, as we saw. Major is aware of this though. Now we see 3 additional gates going down and charge being researched as well. We only have 38 probes out on the map. I felt if Desrow wanted, he could have gotten a few additional probes as well. He's going back to producing probes. For a second I thought that Desrow is going to play a little bit like Oz likes to do, just get like 4 or 5 blink stalkers and pretend to be aggressive but not actually commit to it. But I think I might have to take those words back, even though I never said it, but I just said them right now. So I'm purposely trying to make myself look stupid by predicting wrong stuff. But it seems like Desrow is actually going to commit to this, but I do think that Major has more than enough to deal with this.
Yeah, and look at Major already ready to repair up on the high ground. He really saw this coming.
Yep. That Reaper Scout was amazing. He saw all the gates, he saw the additional gates being warped in, and he also saw the Twilight Console. That doesn't mean he's completely out of the woods just yet. You sure have to handle this properly. But I think Desrow knows now as well that this is not going to be very effective, and it would be a pretty bad idea to warp in more and more additional Stalkers. He's getting a few more, but he's also getting Zealots. He's also getting a Sentry, perhaps hoping to somehow lock Major out of his base. This could actually get very interesting. If he blinks on the high ground, then warps in a bunch of charge loads and drops the force fields on the ramp.
Or even just force field the ramp and go for the expansion, right? Oh, he's loading up the Sentry in the War Prism.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try to drop the force field on the ramp. Man, this could get pretty dicey.
Is he committed enough, Kev, that he cannot just go back and take a third?
He's down 11 workers, and if you're down 11 workers in the TVP, you're going to have a pretty tough time. We also have a small drop over here on the right top side of the map, which are 2 Widow Mines. There are barely any units at home. There is not a single observer out on the map either. So these Widow Mines will deal damage, but I'm gonna look at these Zealots and Sentries for now.
Yeah, and that's a huge warp in by Desrow, avoiding all of Major's defenses, but we'll see how much these Widow Mines are able to do as well.
Considering the fact there's already stimmed bio, there are a couple of medevacs as well. Yes, a lot of SUVs will fall. This War Prism is taking damage. He has to keep the War Prism alive. I'm actually surprised that Major is not focusing it, but I still think Major will be fine. He has so much DPS in his army. The medevacs provide a lot of sustainability, and Desrow took a lot of losses there. And meanwhile, the Widow Mines over here got 4 kills, and this
4
one,
kills each. Yeah, that's gonna be 8 kills by those Widow Mines, and there's nothing to take care of them out of the map. So. Desrow in a dicey situation.
Does Desrow even know about those Widow Mines?
I'm not sure.
He's not producing any observers, so it's just a matter of time before these Widow Mines will fire once more. Yes, these Blink Stalkers look scary, but they're really not all that scary. As long as there are Marauders with Stim out on the map, and there are medevacs as well. Nice sandwich here by Desrow, warping in a bunch of charge slots, but I'm afraid he just doesn't have enough firepower in his army.
It doesn't appear that way, and look at Major, like the sign of such a great player. He's already taking a third behind this, kind of saying like, "Hey, I got enough."
Yep, he's picking up the War Prism there as well, and Desrow knows what time it is. GG is called. Major takes game number 1 pretty convincingly. Juanito looked really good, really clean there. Good scouting and great execution.
It's not very often that you say Juanito looked very clean.